Right, I've just got back home. I am soaking wet. I am cold. So, this is my fire from last night. As you can see, the completely sooted up. By the way, never touch a poker on that. And I've had the vents closed all the way. So as you can see, the remains of the can from last night. And it has oxidised a little bit. So first off, right, so that's the main bit done. Got to do it whilst I've still got some feeling in my fingers, because I've been quite clumsy. I mean, I don't know how I did that. I really do. But yeah, I seem to have caused myself an injury today. And that's why they say it's dangerous working in the cold, because you lose feeling in your fingers, you become clumsy, you're trying to grasp hold of a strap or a spanner or something and you fail. Anyway, right, put some more sticks on there. And then put one on top of that. And then hopefully it will catch. And I'm also hoping at the end of this shift I can go back to the builder's merchant and have some of their scrap plywood, not plywood, there's broken pallets at the back, and I'm just hoping I can help myself to them, because they'll make very good kindling, although this stuff seems to be working. Let's just open up the vents all the way. Yeah. I must say, if you're a builder at the moment, now is a good time to be working, because there is a lot of work available, and there's some very well-to-do people in the Cotswolds who will pay handsomely for you to do your work. So I've seen some very nice parts of the country, some very affluent areas, houses worth close to £2 million, which frankly shouldn't be worth that amount of money, but they are. And one of the smaller houses, I saw a Morgan in black, which looked quite nice. And in another converted farm, I saw a Ferrari, which was a shade of navy blue, which I'm going to say in the Tuscan sun in the middle of summer must look very nice. But on the windswept, rain-soaked, late November English afternoon, it looked as dull as ditch water. And I did have a look at the seats and thought to myself, well, I've sat in the Ferrari before, and I know they're not as comfortable as a Jag. And then I got to thinking, because some lorries, they're fairly comfortable, and I am one of those, well, actually, people, cloth is more comfortable than leather. Leather's harder wearing. It's not to say leather's not nice. I like my leather seats, but I do know that cloth's comfortable. Why can't the lorry manufacturers make a comfortable seat? They probably wouldn't make a seat which goes back as far as my one, but I don't get it. I mean, I'm not a chair upholsterer, but there must be some principles as to how to make a seat comfortable, and Jaguar knows what they are, and these other people not so much. So Jaguar, because I know the heads of Jaguar, they watch all of my videos, Perhaps you could liaise with, oh, I don't know, who would Jaguar liaise with? Renault? Probably not. Mercedes? Doesn't seem likely. Volvo? I mean, Scania? Maybe Scania would work with them. And, I mean, as strange as it sounds to say this, because I know Iveco's got a stigma as being like bottom of the barrel, cheap as shit. But possibly Iveco, would they work with Jaguar? Or Jaguar Land Rover Group, a subsidiary of Tata International PLC? Would they work with them to... Yeah, basically, why can't we have comfortable seats in them? And Jaguar, why can't you, like... Basically, what I'm saying is... and some people might be saying, you're missing the point of industrial vehicles here, mate. I'm like, no, I'm not. If you're spending upwards of 16 hours a day in the cab, or realistically 12 hours in the cab, and 4 hours in and out loading, which is what some of these people do, by the way. They find ways of being in the seat longer than the 10 hours maximum you could be. But if you're spending the majority of your day in a cab, why can't it be nice? Why can't there be the option of it being nice? By all means, have a wipe clean plastic a floor, but I think the upholstery, there should be, yeah, basically just have it nice and comfy, with a walnut, could even be a walnut veneer, varnished steering wheel, and the thing with Jag is it's not just, oh, it's a comfy seat. I mean, they understand suspension, especially, I'm told, they understand the suspension of British roads, but having driven in France and Belgium in the Jag, I can say they seem to understand the other roads too. So suspension's part of it. Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm just talking bollocks. I'm cold. I'm wet, and I've got some leftover curry, so I want that. So what's my order? First things first is get a fire going, and this means I'm actually going to have to go out because I've got. Let me just check in my bag of bits. Oh, that's all right. I've got 3 logs. I don't have to go out yet. But once these 3 logs are gone, I'm actually going to have to go outside and pick up some more wood. What's my priorities again? Come on, remind myself. First priority is to get warm. If I don't get warm, it's dangerous. So I need to get warm first. Second priority after getting warm is to have a shower and wash all the crap off of me. So that's priority 2. And then priority 3 is to eat food. And then priority number 4, which is bottom of the list, is to have a, well, not a beer. No, not a beer. I've got some cider. So I'm going to have a cider. And then I'm going to relax, and that'll be good. And we'll look at that. That there, I would say, is a successful fire, and I'd like to show you more of it, but my windows once again set it up, because when I turn the vents off, it really starves it of oxygen, and then that's good. Because, as you saw at the beginning of this video, when I was clearing the ashes out, I had a big lump of charcoal in there. And charcoal really catches a flame well, and that's why people bother making charcoal, because it burns good. It does. You paralyse the wood until it has a lot more surface area, so it's a lot more. Now, why is it Well, for a start, charcoal has all the moisture driven out of it. Whereas with wood, you don't want all the moisture driven out of it. You want a modicum. Did I bring my gloves in? They're wet. I need to dry them off too. Oh, I hope I did. I'll sort that out later. So you want a modicum of moisture in it. You don't want too much. And the reason being, if it's too dry, it burns too quick and it's not as good. Because if it burns too quick, you're not getting the optimal heat of it. But yeah, charcoal, there's no moisture in charcoal and it burns really well. Fuck. Yes, I am a roadman. I wear high vis and I wear work boots. Fuck. For those that watch the show, I co-host 40 and Words with Sir Hemingford Gray, and that will be on the same usual Thursday time, and we will be talking about the subject which causes all manner of technical issues when you talk about it, including the stream outright being shut down. So I'm not going to mention its name on this recording, but we will be mentioning that spooky subject and seeing if maybe second time's the charm. And if not, we'll have some contingency plans in place. But can I? Oh yeah, it's at that point where it's not too hot to rest my feet against it. They are soaked through. I have been walking through mud and crap, and more mud, more crap. At some point, I'm going to have to vacuum the driver's carpet on the Jag, because it's an ignoble treatment to walk in with mud-caked boots into such a nice car, but I don't have a choice. I really don't. Yeah. But what I do have is a fire which is burning quite nicely. I've read the manual to this stove, and they say once the fire's going, you really should turn the vents down. You shouldn't have it going like this because flames are going all the way up the flue. But they don't understand. It's just gone 17 degrees in here. When I got in here it was 16.2. So once we get up to a more humane 19 degrees, then we can think about shutting down the vents. But until such a point, yeah. And if you're wondering why this is in crappy version, this is my old phone. My new phone does this thing where the battery status indicator, it might as well just be a random number generator. I drove into the yard, it was on 68%, got my stuff out of the van, and then I got back. I was told to wait because we're going to be loading it again, so I was out in the warehouse waiting a bit more, and then it went down to 28%. So I thought, oh okay, I'll plug it back in the charge. Where's the 40% gone? I don't know. So I'll plug it in for a charge, and it's like, you are now on 13%. Oh no, it's gone up to 14%. And I've had it on the charge all this time, so let's have a look. It says it is now on 36%. So, I think maybe this weekend I'm going to do a factory reset on the phone and see if that makes any difference, because I reckon I've got a whole bunch of crap on there which is just taking up, which is just draining the battery. It's putting a parasitic load on it when it doesn't need to be. Anyway, bye now.